The New York Knicks just finished beating the Charlotte Hornets 122-108, which means that the Knicks are now on a 3-game winning streak, all of them on the road, and have now won 6 in their last 7 games, which is absolutely incredible, and we're going to break this down. So welcome back to Knicks Digest, guys. My name is Chris, and we have a little post-game for you guys right now to break everything down and just discuss a great win for the New York Knicks in a game that, despite being against the Charlotte Hornets, was not the easiest win in the world, as we did see the Knicks play just 23 hours before. Yet the Knicks came out guns blazing today, and especially 2 of the Nova boys in Jalen Brunson and Donte Divincenzo. We saw Divincenzo hit some career highs, 25 points and 7 3-pointers, which is outstanding. And then we also saw Jalen Brunson put up another 30-piece with 32 points, 12 for 21 shooting, 4 for 8 from 3. On top of that, we had a great game from Julius Randle, where he finally looked like the point forward who I want him to be, which I'll definitely talk about more, while RJ struggled in his first game back after the migraine, and then the bench unit did what the bench unit did. And then outside of that, I think the main thing to highlight is Mr. Mitchell Robinson and those 11 offensive rebounds. Mitchell Robinson now holds the spot for the 3rd most offensive rebounds in New York Knicks history. The 2 people in front of him are Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing. And right now it feels like Robinson's going to reach that, because I have never seen an offensive rebounding force like the one in Mitchell Robinson. The man has been absolutely incredible all season with the offensive rebounds. He's averaging nearly 6 offensive rebounds a game. He'll probably climb over 6 now with that 11 offensive rebound a game right there. Mitchell Robinson's been incredible all season. It's nothing new what we are seeing here. We are seeing Mitch going out here and just owning the paint and doing whatever he wants, creating tons of second chance points. He also had a few blocks in there. They were real highlight blocks. Mitch was having one of his games. I wish he had a few more points. If we look here, Mitch only did have 4 points, and he took 5 shots. He only went 2 for 5. Mitch needs to get those field goal numbers back up. There was a time where the man had the highest field goal percentage in NBA history for a season. So we know he can get it up. We know that we can get it back up. Mitchell Robinson will be absolutely fine. The man has been the Knicks' most consistent player all season. But also, Jalen Brunson, Donte DiVincenzo, just a tremendous outing from each of those 2. Brunson's completely back to normal. He had a rough start to this season. He was pretty inconsistent. He was unable to make his mid-ranges. His threes have been falling all year, but he was unable to make shots within the arc. However, he was doing just fine with that today, and he's really shown that he's basically back to the normal Jalen Brunson that we all know and love. And also then there's Donte DiVincenzo, man. 25 points on 7 threes, 7 of 10 from the three-point line. That is an elite game by DiVincenzo. He was so important to the Knicks' success. Whenever the game would get close, it felt like Donte would do something huge. And then obviously he went on that barrage of shooting that pulled the Knicks out of reach from the Charlotte Hornets, giving the Hornets their 5th or 6th, I believe, 6th straight loss at home. It has been a thrilling season, especially recently. As we said, the Knicks have won 6 of their last 7 games, and now they're going to go to Minnesota on Monday to play the Timberwolves in this hellish absolute road trip, because it has been insane. However, they're doing real well on it. Obviously, again, it's the Charlotte Hornets. It's the Washington Wizards. They're at the bottom of the league. But we also saw them beat the Hawks in a good game. We've seen the Knicks play a lot of games recently, all on the road, and they're winning. The Knicks are winning good games. They're winning close games. They're staying competitive. They're not letting leads go. This is so important. And just to circle back to Donte DiVincenzo, his shooting is going to be so important come the playoffs, because the Knicks did not have that last year. They didn't have a guy who could just light up and hit 7 threes in a game. Now they do in Donte DiVincenzo. That was what they were missing. Not to mention that DiVincenzo's an incredible defender. He pokes the ball out so well. His positioning is great. He can move the ball well. He can run the point in situations. Donte DiVincenzo was an excellent pickup by Leon Rose and company. That was a great job, and obviously a controversial one, because the Knicks had a bunch of guards on the roster, and that did mean that Josh Hart would become the backup power forward for the New York Knicks. But clearly that's working out just fine. Josh Hart's playing fine. Donte DiVincenzo has been balling out, especially in recent games, topping it off with this one. And then really everyone's playing well. The major thing that the Knicks have here, their biggest weapon, is the fact that basically no matter who they're putting out there, they're putting out a team full of NBA players who are at least above average. Their top 9 when they're all healthy, so including Grimes tonight, all 9 of them, Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randall, Mitch, Hartenstein, Emmanuel Quickley, Josh Hart, and Dante Divincenzo. All 9 of those guys are above average NBA players, and that is the Knicks' biggest weapon. They do not drop off, and that bench works so well together. It is better than any other bench in the league. It's headlined by Emmanuel Quickley, who I literally was just talking about how he's having a tremendous season. And this has been so fun to watch recently. I mean, this was a great game to watch. The Knicks had the lead, and at times it became sort of nerve-wracking. They did end up going on that 5-minute stretch where not only them, but the Hornets also could not hit a field goal. It happened just for the end of the first quarter. It was really weird, and also it was worrisome because it's like, oh my god, the Knicks started so hot, and they're about to waste it. They're about to just not be able to score like that for the rest of the game. This sucks. However, none of that happened. The Knicks found their rhythm, mainly through Dante Divincenzo and Jalen Brunson. But Julius Randle, man, he absolutely played an excellent game, and he was the point forward, which is something I've wanted him to do for a while. I have consistently said that I think the Knicks will be at their best if they have Julius Randle in that point forward role. Where he's not taking the most shots on the team, where instead he's setting his teammates up. He's got really good vision and really, really good passing abilities for a power forward. And I want to see him use it more. I think that Randle isolating is just not getting the best out of him or this New York Knicks squad, because of how well they work as a team when they move the ball. And they showed that tonight. And props to Randle. I mean, he had 7 assists. He played well. He was making plays out of the high post. He was going in transition and dishing the ball out. Made many good passes tonight. Would have had more assists, but not all the great passes that he made. We saw the shots fall, which obviously happens. That's part of the game. However, Julius played tremendous. That is the way I want to see Julius play. I don't need to see Randle putting up 30 points and 10 rebounds. I want to see him put up like 20 points, 10 rebounds, and like 5+ assists. I think that is the guy who the Knicks really should try to get out of Julius Randle, instead of the isolation guy who is sort of a ball stopper and makes the offense just stall a little if he's not on his game. I think that's, I don't want to say detrimental to the Knicks because it's been their main like game plan for the last 3 years or so, and we've seen them make the playoffs twice. And Randle was obviously hurt last year, but we saw them go to the second round and get bounced by Miami. I think the Knicks would be better if they let Jalen Brunson shoot the ball more, if they let Quentin Grimes / Dante Divincenzo, because we are going to see Divincenzo start some more games after this one, RJ Barrett, and just the whole team. I'd rather the shots be more spread out and have Brunson taking the most than have Julius and Brunson and then RJ taking like almost all of the shots from the starting 5. I don't think that is how you get the best out of this New York Knicks team. Something that's very important is that they have a great rapport together. The only thing that happened this offseason was Obi left and Divincenzo came in. And Divincenzo obviously already has a past with Jalen Brunson and with Josh Hart. So it just sort of works out in their favor. Now, let's just look at this very quickly, just to tie it back into Mitchell Robinson, who's been unreal this season. When it comes to the most offensive rebounds in the NBA, Clint Capella and Rudy Gobert are tied at 46. Mark Williams, who's on the Hornets, who the Knicks played tonight, is at 47. And then Oscar Thompson is at 52, which is insane because he's a guard. Then at 78 is Mitchell Robinson. This guy's season is unbelievable. He has been balling out. It has been so exciting to watch Mitch blossom over these last 4 years. And I am absolutely thrilled with where the Knicks are at right now. And again, obviously they're playing bad teams, but I do think this is very, very important with the way they're playing. And I'm really excited to see what happens in the future, both long-term and short-term, because I don't think Mitchell Robinson's hitting his peak right now. He's still young. RJ Barrett's still young. This team's growing into themselves, and we've been saying that that's going to happen for the past few years. We're seeing the development happen. That's awesome. We're seeing guys like Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson show that they are the same guys from last year, maybe a little better when it comes to Brunson, that is, which is also awesome. Things are looking good for the New York Knicks right now, and that is very exciting. And I cannot wait for the game on Monday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It feels like it'll be a tough game to win. They've played so many road games. They're traveling to Minneapolis tonight to get some rest in tomorrow and then on Monday before the game. But, you know, obviously there's going to be some trouble. You continually are on the road. The Timberwolves are having a very nice season for themselves. Anthony Edwards is balling out. Rudy Gobert's defense has been good. Karl Anthony Towns has picked up his play after a brutally slow start. So everything is absolutely working for the Timberwolves right now. So that's going to be a tough one to win. Hopefully RJ's motivated from those comments that Anthony Edwards made a few years back where he's like, we wanted RJ Barrett shooting the ball at the end of the game. Hopefully that'll light a fire under RJ and he'll go out there and absolutely cook. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for an RJ Barrett game, but whatever can get the Knicks to win would be awesome. And that is all that we have for today, guys. One more thing, just because I like to add it in. Ben Stiller said that Brunson is on fire. Shout out to Ben Stiller, one of our more famous Knicks fans out there. So have a tremendous night, guys. Happy Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And you know where I'm going with this. Look at the RJ jersey or the John Starks one. Go Knicks, guys.